People of Earth, good evening. Welcome in this edition 110 of Star Nation News. This week, we will go over the major changes on Earth. What does it imply? And we will receive a message from a visitor from the Al-Nilam star system. So are you ready? Have you fastened your seatbelts? Energize and engage. The Great Reveal, as the people from the star nations are calling it, that is occurring on Earth, is a process that has started many years ago. In view of disclosing the existence of extraterrestrials and their interaction with Earth, as well as their involvement with secret programs. Secret programs, both in the White Hat camp and in the Dark Hats camp. The White Hats are involved with the Galactic Federation of Worlds since the agreements from 1954 with President Eisenhower and the Galactic Federation of Worlds to start a program of defense against the invaders who came 1 year after to offer a deal with the MJ-12. The US Navy has been working with the Galactic Federation of Worlds together for all this time and build a secret defense fleet to protect Earth. And that is how the Earth Alliance came to be. The Earth Alliance, now always working closely with the Galactic Federation of Worlds, has been involved in bringing forward whistleblowers, most of the time scientists and military people, to bring the awareness that the extraterrestrials have been working with humans, both with the positive side of human governments in these defense programs. And also, parallel to this, extraterrestrials such as the Orion and the Tyre-Reticuli Greys working with their associates of the Alliance of the Six with the Dark Hat secret space programs and the Nazis. And, of course, the Sika Reptilian Empire, who was involved not only with the Nazis' Dark Fleet, but also with the Anunnaki regressive faction of Enlil that had created the whole deep state structure. I went over this in my latest Star Nation News, as you can refer now and watch again. This disclosure plan is structured in the way as follows. The Earth Alliance, the humans side of it, is in charge to disclose the human interaction with extraterrestrials. And the extraterrestrials, the Galactic Federation of Worlds and the Intergalactic Confederation, have taken upon the task to show their ships and their presence more and more. You only have to look up and you will see in average 4 spaceships every night from wherever you look, from all over the world, and more. You can also call upon your star group if you are a soul incarnated here from another star system, and they will respond by displaying themselves to you. This conjoint and parallel operation is not altered, is actually been boosted to second stage, where the extraterrestrials have taken care of the extraterrestrial faction and the humans are taking care of the human faction. This is explaining all the wars on Earth at the moment in the Middle East. And in my last edition of Star Nation News, I have been telling you why this is happening. Now, we have had the visit of 3I Atlas in our star system, and it has caused a lot of spectacle, show, with a lot of nonsense. Now that 3-year Atlas is going away, people are doing the same with the war in the Middle East. In the New Age communities, everybody wants to be relevant and have something to say about it for their popularity, so they are going to invent whatever they pretend channeling from extraterrestrials. That's how we've heard about a lot of nonsense, such as stargates, giants, underground lizards, and whatever else. No, this is a no-nonsense operation aimed at taking down the remaining leaders of the deep state. It is a process, it goes by chunk, one after the other on this planet. This is how the Earth Alliance operates. I will not tell you more about what's going on Earth, because I have already told you what I know, what the Earth Alliance knows, and nobody knows more about the disclosure of this plan, because this plan is never disclosed publicly, because the enemy is also listening. So if you hear this means this and that, you know, it is not coming from the right source. So be discerning. Just look at what is happening. What is being taken down? Who is allying with who? And it will give you the answers. Now let us look into our star system. What is going on there? Since the Apollo programs to the moon, a lot of things have happened. The moon was liberated in 2021, as I relate in my book, We Will Never Let You Down. Liberated from the dark forces. After the operations of clearing the undergrounds of Earth, where all the Sika reptilians were removed and the Dark Fleet chased from Earth. The moon was liberated by the Galactic Federation of Worlds and the fleets of the Earth Alliance from the Greys and the Dark Fleet occupations, who had underground bases, especially on the dark side of the moon. Since the moon was liberated in 2021, we started to see in the media that many countries plan to go back to the moon. How uncanny. And now we have the first manned mission to the moon since the Apollo programs, and filming around the dark side of the moon and back to the Earth. They're on their way back as I'm recording this edition. This is a step into catching up with the Disclosure Project. Catching up with the technologies. Of course, we have more than rocket technologies. But the whole process of disclosing technologies is very well done in the process, and it will be done smooth and effective. I will now tell you a story that is very interesting. 2 weeks ago, I was in contact with my dear friend Ea, Prince Ea from the Anar Empire on board the Nibiru ship. And he was very excited. He was in the control command room of the Nibiru. And on the screen was a strange icy planet. What is this? I asked Ea. He said, this is the moon of Saturn you call Enceladus. And we are communicating with the beings who inhabit it. Oh, wow. Enceladus is the 6th largest moon of planet Saturn. And Ea was taking his crew to visit Enceladus. Of course, there is always diplomatic reasons for him moving. And we know that Enceladus is part of a program from NASA to send a probe there, as I referred in other editions of Starnational News. Ea was showing me on screen the planet and data coming from the holographic screens in symbols and scripture I couldn't decipher from where I was watching. And he said, the beings, the marine beings, originally from Enceladus under the ice, are communicating with us, and we are exchanging a conversation. And it is very cordial, very wise, very interesting, and we are really enjoying communicating with these amazing beings. This was such a beautiful thing to witness. Enceladus, it's not the first time that the beings, the marine beings, are sending signals out into space. They often did, but now Earthlings have instruments that are better able to detect them. But it is not the first time. So it was a beautiful thing to witness. I met with my dear old friend Anax, a garot from the Al-Nilam or Zagara Council. Anax told me that he was visiting the diplomatic now station, the XLR-6 in the orbit of Earth, the military station that is now transforming into also a diplomatic first station, to discuss with diplomats from Earth about things that are going on this planet. Anax was visiting, and it was my pleasure to be taken on his ship, have a good hug with my old friend, and catch up on the news. He told me that the Orion zone is being slowly healing from the long-term occupation and tyranny of the gray hive. Now every planetary hives of grays are slowly healing and reconstituting, reforming to their organic original state, with the guidance and the supervision of the Council of Zagara. He said it is difficult for beings who have for generation and generation been disconnected to their own planetary hive, as this tyranny of the super queen, former super queen, taken down in 2021, had disconnected all of them from their originally planetary hive. So it's a very difficult work, and it's a lot of work. But the seeders and the Anak scientists are helping a lot, which is fantastic. It's a conjoint effort to heal a very wounded part of this galaxy. It is magnificent to see the children of Nataru healing parts on the body of their mother, as they call galaxies, and people from other galaxies helping as well. Anax told me that now the Council of Al-Nilam is nearly back to 9, is now having 8 culture in the council back. This is fantastic. So we will see this in more details in the future, as I plan to have more conversation and intel from dear Anax. But for the moment, I'm going to share with you a message of love and hope and peace Anax shared with me last night. Are you ready to hear our beautiful friend from the Zagara Council? You ready? Here is the love. Dhamma Ma.
People of Earth, I greet you. I have watched your world through ages uncounted, and I tell you now, this is a moment of turning. Do not let fear take root in your heart. Fear is a shadow that feeds on uncertainty, but you are not beings of shadow. You are carriers of light, even when you forget. Bravery is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that something greater lives within you. I witness the ones among you who stand, who speak, speak, who resist, who build, who protect the leaders, who choose integrity over comfort. The fighters, whether of body, mind, or spirit, who dedicate their lives to freeing your world from forces that have long held it in cycles of limitation and control. Their courage echoes far beyond your planet. It is seen. It is honored. Understand this. Transformation is never gentle to what must pass away. When old energies dissolve, those that no longer serve evolution, joy, or shared prosperity, it can feel like chaos. But this is the clearing of a path, not the end of your story. You are not losing your world. You are reshaping it. Stand strong in this knowing. Every age of darkness has yielded to those who chose to remain awake, to remain kind, to remain brave. The same is true now. Hold your ground, not in anger, but in clarity, not in fear, but in truth, not in despair, but in the quiet certainty that change is already unfolding through you. You are closer than you think to the dawn you have imagined. We are watching. We are with you in ways you do not yet understand. Stand steady, Earth, and stand ready.
Join me and other illustrious whistleblowers and speakers in Pétos, France on May 9th and 10th, 2026, where I will give a remote presentation and answer a live Q&A. I will also be in Sweden, in Stockholm, 23rd and 24th of May, where a big announcement will be given to the public. A surprise. Something incredible that is in the process of changing how things are going on Earth. It is an incredible surprise. We have been working together with the Federation, and what we will present to you will blow your mind. Be the first to hear it. Be the first to be there. Be the ones who will say, I was there. I will be after that in Japan for the Galactic Festival organized by Miyoko Sano, June 14, in an incredible place, a very futuristic new conference hall in the center of Tokyo. I cannot wait to meet the beautiful Japanese people. October 16th and 17th, I will be in Nashville, Tennessee, for a conference organized by Corina Petaki with fabulous time, fabulous people. Be there, because Nashville is a very special place. It is located in a Christian belt, and we are bringing knowledge and truth for these communities, as well as the wider community of disclosure. Be there, because you do not want to miss this. Later, towards the end of the year in November, we are also organizing a conference in Dubai. You will be told more details about it. People of Earth, I am delighted to be with you, to meet you during these conferences. This year has a new energy, a new shift, something more powerful, more beautiful. And this is all for you. One Earth, one planet. The theory of planet split in two is another psychological operation. It makes no sense scientifically. We are evolving as one only planet into a higher density. And it is concerning every living creature. We are moving there all together. There is no 3D Earth left behind and 5D Earth splitting. It is the same vessel. It is not splitting, it is shifting. And every life on it shifts with it. That is why you have so many people who are feeling this shift in a purging way, or their shadow comes to the surface, their insecurities, their fears, their wounds. And this is good because they are healing. The dirt is coming out on the surface of the pond, of the swamp that is being cleared. This is a metaphor that is not only applied to the liberation of Earth, but to also the inner liberation of every single human being on this planet. I am inviting you to focus on this shift, to embrace with honesty and simplicity and humility the wounds. Forgive, acknowledge, tell people you love that you love them, move forward, respect boundaries, and everything will be fine. Because this shift is not concerning only Earth. It is concerning our star system and our galaxy. So be ready to embrace the higher consciousness that is rising within the heart of every living thing on this planet. The future is amazing, and it starts now with you. No matter how intense it can get on this planet right now, keep your focus. Keep anchored into your being, into who you are, into your frequency, because it is only from the place of within that you can radiate peace around you and change the matrix of reality into the reality you want. By radiating peace, you create peace. By radiating fear, you create chaos. By radiating love, you bring people to you. This is the cosmic quantum law of entanglement. Storms pass. They are meant always to clear what was unstable and not meant to stay.
Analyzing data.
The alien Sukhami are a noble and ancient species of feline humanoids whose civilization spans multiple star systems within a distant and as yet undiscovered galaxy they call Shumatra. Graceful, intelligent, and deeply spiritual, the alien Sukhami are one of the oldest known interstellar civilizations, renowned for their mastery of genetic science and their profound role in the shaping of life across the cosmos. Standing taller than the average human, the alien Sukhami possess feline features. Their movements carry elegance and their voices can harmonize in frequencies beyond human hearing. In conversation, they blend spoken language with telepathic resonance, conveying emotion, imagery, and concept as one seamless form of expression. Their cities float in the sky of verdant worlds or rest in the calm depths of crystalline oceans. They are guided by a philosophy that unites science, art, and spirit. Their genetic sciences, the most refined in their galaxy, are not tools of manipulation but instruments of balance, used to heal, uplift, and preserve harmony among living beings. As a founding civilization within the Intergalactic Confederation, the alien Sukhami are part of a highly advanced assembly of benevolent species devoted to guiding and nurturing intelligent life throughout the cosmos. An alliance known as the Seeders, whose mission is to catalyze the growth of sentient life and spiritual evolution on developing worlds. It is through this role that they became the root race of the Laan people, an evolved offshoot species who continue aspects of their genetic and philosophical legacy. The alien Sukhami maintain discrete outposts within Nataru, serving as observation and research stations on Earth, hidden in the regions of North Africa, Asia, Eastern Russia, and the Inner Earth, as well as on Merope in the asteroid belt, and on Enceladus, one of Saturn's moons. These stations act as harmonic anchors and monitoring posts for planetary development, particularly Earth biological and consciousness evolution.